no. Oh no, are we live? We live? Oh, we're live!
We're live. Yes, we are live. Not on a Thursday, but on a Wednesday.
Whoa.
I know.
Oh, boy.
We're in direct competition with AEW now.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
The Wednesday
night
night wars have begun. All right, let's see who wins the war.
Tony Khan.
All right. Scrounge up all of our money. We'll throw it in a big pool, and we'll see what we can do. All right.
Here's the four sets that I have.
There's a problem, Jacob. I get paid on Thursdays. Shit.
CM Punk, if there's a spot, if you want to join Lonely Marks, you can. We'll accept you. You might have to take a pay cut.
Yeah.
We are live once again. Here to talk wrestling, do some draft, talk some retro stuff. I am not alone, as always. I am joined by these three lovely human beings. First of all, Austin is here. Austin, how's it going?
How's it going? I probably over-prepared for that big man draft, but, that's just what I do. I've got like 70 options. I probably dug way too deep.
Oh, my God.
For what we'll actually get to.
What?
So when we go to honorable mentions, just go to me. I've got all of them.
Yeah. We'll just let Austin read his list.
Yeah, I'll just read the whole list. I'm sure I covered everyone y'all didn't. Because I get bored at my job sometimes on backstock days, and I just want to kill time. Like, I don't want to do other people's shit. So, like, I just, in between cases, just look up Haas wrestlers and big man dudes, and, this is what I do. So, why not?
It makes sense. Oh, what's going on? Yeah. You can tell what side I fell asleep on, guys. I'm sorry. Speaking of falling asleep, Jordan's here.
No, why is that my intro? Fuck you. I am here. Yes.
Am I wrong, though?
It's never ever
I am
happened.
here, and as a man that has been in at least 7-8 matches, I will draft myself first. JPO, my number one draft in the big man. I stole Mark Henry's World Strongest Slam.
Yes.
Did it to a couple of women, too, actually. Oh, I'm sorry. Y'all were gunning for me?
Yeah. Of the two wrestlers you mentioned, you were the one I was gunning for.
Yeah.
Speaking of gunning for, Richie's here.
Hey.
Transition.
It was good to be here. This is my good to go this draft. It was my idea. In preparation, I have the exact opposite strategy to Pez usually. I wing it. So we'll see what happens.
He wings it until somebody brings him up and he forgets about that one. And
I'm
goes,
like,
oh, yeah, shit.
I have a list from WWE.com of the 30 best big men in wrestling history. And that's what I'm going off of.
I looked at that. I liked like 4 of their choices, so I'm not going by that too much.
Great colleague.
So not on the list. But you know who was on the list? I'll tell you when we get to the draft. It's just in case somebody wanted to draft him.
Reese from Raven's Vlog.
No.
Hey, don't spoil my list.
Oh, shit, son.
But yeah, we are doing a big man wrestler draft. We'll kick off with that in just a moment. But we will also be covering the October 11th, 1999 episode of Raw, which coincidentally was the go-home show for No Mercy. So that...
It was a fucking horrible Raw. That Raw sucked.
Hey, spoilers.
We'll get into it. I think there's decent moments, but
the opening's
around
God, it's awful. Ugh.
But I will say, No Mercy 1999 was a decent show. I actually watched that yesterday during our monthly mystery tournament for tournament fights, and yeah, it was a decent show. A couple matches I feel went on too long, but I would recommend. After watching this episode of Raw, I'll go back and watch the pay-per-view as well. I think it's pretty good. But we are doing the big man draft first. So the first order of business is we have to get a draft order. We have to actually do it off screen today. We will do it live on screen. So
snap.
has a wheel. He's going to spin it, and what happens is whoever is spun first, they're not automatically locked into that number one spot. They get to choose their spot, and so on and so forth until we have the draft order ready. So Pez, whenever you are ready, spin that
Shuffle
wheel.
it up a couple of times, and here we go. Boom.
Wheel of morality. Turn.
Right.
Tell us the lesson that we should learn.
Oh, snap.
That's a good prize.
That's nice.
Finally, not a rigged wheel.
All right. What do you want?
You know what? 4.
4? Okay.
You say that like we're surprised.
Yeah.
I think
Well, I'm
you know what?
one
Either
guy
one
as
or
well,
4.
but I feel I'm safe with my first pick.
Okay.
Okay.
And then I like the double pick.
That's fair. All right.
John Gonzalez.
Shh. Yeah, Colleen Gonzalez. No, that's a roster.
And Pez.
Yeah. Hey, you know I'm going number 1.
What?
Yeah, sorry, shocking. I know.
How dare you?
Sure, shocker.
Wow. I'm in
Oh,
a spot that doesn't really matter. I guess. Yeah, I guess second, just so I move up. Yeah.
Second,
taking
all right.
2?
Yeah.
Yeah, second. Yeah.
all right. I'm getting the sheet ready to write all these picks in.
Yeah, I write them down too, so I got you. Okay.
Again, it is a snake draft like normal, so I will go 1 through 4. Or, whoa, 1 through 4, and then 4 through 1. Whenever the because I'm not in charge today, so we're waiting for Austin. He is he will get us ready when he is ready. So
Well, you're the host. I'm running the stream tonight. That's all. You asked me to nicely because we communicated like we've been doing. So I'm just doing my thing. All right. But I'm up first though, right? Oh, draft order.
yeah, I don't know if you wanted to. Yeah,
That's
there
right.
you go.
That's right.
That's
That's
right,
right.
yeah.
That's right. There we go.
Woo!
You could have left me in that 4th spot if you wanted.
Whoa.
No, I do like these snake drafts, getting that 1 or last position. I always in my fantasy football leagues, we do the same thing. It's a like 100-yard dash, and then whoever they get to choose their order. And somehow I don't know what it is, but apparently people in my league do not like getting that last spot. Maybe it's different for players that are actually doing something, but my character finished second to last, and I was still able to get that last pick in a snake draft. So hopefully that helps me this season. I did win my first fantasy football matchup by 70 points.
Nice.
So, but we're not here to talk fantasy football. We're here to talk some big, meaty, beefy men.
Big meaty men.
Austin, do you have a number 1 pick? I feel like number 1 might be fairly obvious, but you never know.
You never know. I think there's a couple options for the first round, but I'll go with the Undertaker.
Yeah. Of course, that's yeah. There's a couple
I don't know if that's. I think there's a couple of hot ones for the first,
yeah.
at least round or 2, and then it can kind of go everywhere. But I feel like there's a couple of obvious ones. But yeah, Richie.
I'm gonna go with one. I think the best big man of all time. I'm gonna go Bam Bam Bigelow.
Yeah.
I expected him to be a high.
I thought he'd be like a 3rd rounder.
Yeah,
second or 3rd rounder.
Second over. I'm not mad at it though.
No. I like Bam Bam. He's great.
Yeah.
Bam, bam.
Oh, it's me. I forgot. I'm so used to drafting first or last that I forgot I was up.
It's me.
So, yeah, we talked a little bit off screen. So this was what the clarification was for. For my first pick, I would like to take Brock Lesnar. Because we kind of had like a height and a weight limit, but like he doesn't really meet both, but he's like super close, moves like a big man for the most part. Well, especially nowadays.
I think he counts as a big meaty man. I think we all,
I have it on my list. I ain't find it.
Yeah. He's a big beefy mofo. Yeah.
So, Jordan, you got those back-to-back picks.
Yep.
Taking
The champ is here, Smojo.
I was gonna say John Cena. Yeah.
The real champ is here. Ring of Honor, baby. And then give me Gunther.
Oh, goddamn it!
Well, you have to take Walter because Gunther's tiny now.
He's still a tall motherfucker. Give me Gunther.
I know, but he's
or
like
Walter.
50 pounds
I
less
will
now.
take Walter any day.
Let's
too,
take
if you wanna do
Walter
that.
because Walter's closer
Whatever.
to 300. He's fat Walter.
I'll
Big
t- I'll-
skinny,
I'll take either.
skinny
They both-
Gunther.
They both kicked ass.
I'm
So, yeah.
typing
Oh no, no!
Walter.
I was just gonna say the same thing, JP. If I was gonna draft one, I would take Walter just because he was close to that 300 mark at his
Yeah,
fattest.
he's tall and big. Yeah.
Yeah. No, don't get me wrong. I had him on my list too, so I would have taken him as well. Yeah. All right.
All right. So back
Okay.
to me, and I'm
too.
gonna take. There's a couple places I want to go, but I'm gonna go with Vader.
Fuck you. I was gonna take Vader. God damn it.
both just cuss him out.
I love Vader. I love Vader.
When that's the reaction, you know he made a good pick.
I love Vader. Vader's awesome.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna go Keith Lee.
Ooh, that was actually I wanted him like
Mhm.
third or fourth round. Actually, I thought he would drop
Yeah.
because I'm trying to like get a nice mix of old but current also. So
All right. Keith Lee, gotta mark him off my list. All right. So, since nobody took him yet, I'll just take Undertaker's brother Kane.
I was thinking about it.
I've got the Brothers of Destruction. All right. And so I think he counts. He's 6'4", 285. That counts, right? And he destroys fools. I'm gonna take Goldberg.
oh yeah.
Yeah,
I have no problems with that.
yeah.
I don't have an issue with it.
Especially like WCW Goldberg was fucking awesome. He was great. So I'm gonna say Goldberg.
Hmm.
All right, Richie.
Alright. Yeah. Again, I might be taking Peter's pick here. It's probably one you was expecting to go later. I'm going to take Mike Awesome.
Oh, fuck you. I know. I thought he was safe till at least the fourth round. Damn it. You know I draft him all the damn time, so yeah, that's a safe pick. Yeah.
I'll take the guy who should have been the most over wrestler of the Attitude Era. I'll take Rikishi.
He should have been world champion.
Much better than that guy who just did this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's a callback to our debate episode. Go back and watch that.
All right.
Gordon, you are on the clock.
Skills.
Back-to-back picks again.
Mm-hmm.
I would like Bray Wyatt.
I was thinking about him too.
Well, Bray Wyatt or the Fiend?
Bray Wyatt.
Okay.
And give me Diesel.
Oh,
Diesel. Big Daddy Cool.
Very cool.
Hey, yo, Chico. It's a great photo. Hello, John. Oh, fellow big man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will take. Probably. I have a guy in mind, but I'm not sure which version I want to take. I'm gonna take the Giant, not the Big Show, but the Giant.
Yeah, that's it.
Does that take the Big Show off the board?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Once the person is gone, no. If you took Diesel, you can't just take Kevin Nash.
I know.
Yeah.
All right.
What about the Yeti?
Yeti? No, it's the Yeti.
Yet the
The
Yeti.
Yeti.
Is Fake Diesel still available? No,
Oz,
because you said Kane. Sorry.
yeah, Oz is off the board. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oz. All right, Richie.
Yeah. I'm gonna take Jeff Cobb.
Oh, nice pick. Yeah.
I love Jeff Cobb.
Yeah, big boy.
Yeah.
All right, nice. Well, nobody took him yet, so I'll take maybe the most visually famous one of all time. I'll take Andre the Giant.
Yeah, I'm also trying to take people I've watched a lot of, and I just haven't
Yeah.
watched a lot of Andre. So
Go watch his stuff from like the 70s, man, when he can move, dude. It's great. Like when he had the big afro and he could still like move around in the 70s, man, like in the AWA, like he was awesome. Like he was great then. So yeah, because you get in the late 80s and he could barely move. Wasn't as good. He was still cool, but like yeah. I'm gonna take a guy in the 2000s who I loved watching and was really intense. I'm gonna take Maga.
You dick. I was about to do that.
Yep, he
That
was.
was my next pick.
It was between Umaga and Rikishi for.
Umaga was awesome. He was great. I love that gimmick. I love the character. I love the work. Umaga's great. Yeah.
All right. All right. Cool. Probably another guy in the same vein, almost as an Andre, who was really good until he could stop moving. I'm going to take Yokozuna.
Yeah, Yokozuna's great. I almost took him. Yeah. Yeah, go watch like 92, 93 Yokozuna before he stopped carrying and got even fatter. He was pretty great. Yeah.
I'm gonna take a tag team guy, but it was also a pretty successful singles guy. I'm gonna take Bubba Ray Dudley.
Do you know who I am?
Mm-hmm. All right.
And I'm not only picking him because he's having a match with Kane and X-Pac right now.
Oh. I was like, who booked that? Oh, yeah. That's
Yeah.
all.
It feels like a random SmackDown PlayStation game now.
It's the following episode of Raw from October 18th.
All right, JPOs. What you got?
Give me Drew McIntyre.
Big house.
And then give me PCO.
PCO.
Yeah. PCO.
Not where I thought you were gonna go. I thought you were gonna get all three guys from the triple threat earlier. So I'm glad you didn't though, because I will take Sheamus.
I was gonna say maybe I will. I guess I won't.
All right.
We honestly probably could have done 15.
Yeah.
We can go 15 if you want to keep going.
I'm gonna go
I
15.
got enough. We might have enough.
I have enough. I think I could figure out enough.
Since we stretched to kind of more like shorter but hossier guys, you know what I mean? Like guys who have those stiff matches and shit like that. We could probably do a few more, or at least 12 or 13. We stretch it a little bit.
You can do
Whatever you want
it.
to do, Jacob or Richie. You guys
Yeah,
want
I mean, I could do 15.
I'm down.
Yeah,
Everyone.
Richie's call. This is his
yeah,
call.
I think I could do 15.
to go 15?
Anyway, my next one's I'm gonna go Dominic Dijakovic,
Dijak.
Dijak or whatever he's called now.
Dijak, whatever you want to call him these days. Yeah. Dijak. So he can have his Keith Lee Dijak match. Is that what that is?
Yeah, obviously those matches are awesome.
Of course. Yeah.
I thought they should have been a tag team. I thought they would have been like a great long
They
term.
were briefly in PWG. They were known as the Monstars.
Like that Space Jam.
Yeah. Yeah. They came out of that music.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. It's true. All right. Okay, so 2 for me. I'll go outside of WWE a little bit. I'll take Abyss.
Nice pick.
Big.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a good pick. Yeah.
So unfortunately, Joseph Park is off the board.
Yeah, right. And I'm gonna go with the guy I've always said on here. You guys know how much of a fan I am of him. I just like his work, and he's great. I'll take A Train or Albert, whatever you want to call him. A Train. Yeah, he's great.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, to counter that, I'll take Test.
All right.
All right. Well, I think we better take him before he enters all of us into the Hall of Pain. I'm going to take Mark Henry.
All right. You want to take sexual chocolate? Is that what you're saying? Like we saw? No.
No.
Oh, all right. Just checking. All right.
Paz,
Yeah.
does Barber look like Dutch Mantel, or is it just me?
A little bit.
Nah.
What are you trying to say?
It's not a bad thing. Dutch Mantel's a very distinguished gentleman. That's
He's
all.
awesome.
You look like Dutch Mantel. You should
Yeah.
check your DNA.
That's my uncle.
That's Uncle Dutch.
Uncle Zeb.
I'm doing.
Father Dutch, but you know,
Yeah.
I think they were. Give me a man. Well, hey, he loves meat, and Biggie Langston. Biggie.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I didn't think of it.
It definitely counts.
I really hope he's able to come back. I mean, if he can, then like obviously the best for him health wise. But man, if he can come back,
Then give me Rusev.
oh, so there goes my Miro pick.
Rusev Day.
Well, piggybacking off of that, because obviously I was thinking of this match when Miro or Rusev comes up. I'll take the other half of that, and I'll take Powerhouse Hobbs.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna take Bruiser Brody.
Yeah. All right. All right. Well, nobody took me yet, so I'll take Batista.
Oh yeah.
And then I'm gonna go with another guy who can move that probably nobody else would take, so he probably would have been safe. But I'm gonna take Hillbilly Jim. Do a 6'7", like almost 300, can do cartwheels in the ring. He was pretty great.
I'm gonna take Brian Cage.
All right. Cage. Yes, somebody already took Bam Bam. Richard took Bam Bam early. All right. Big kill.
I will go with. No, I know I said I'm going to take guys I've mainly watched, but I've seen a few Gorilla Monsoon matches. Not a lot, but you know, he was a pretty big man.
Did you see enough of him in that tribute video they did for a minute?
Yeah, that was,
Yeah, it was the tribute. He just passed away.
Yeah. All right.
I had no idea Vince. Well, obviously we'll get into it, but apparently Vince McMahon is a face character around this time.
Yeah.
It's that weird period. He'll be a heel again very, very soon. He feuds with Triple H at the end of the year. It's really weird.
Yeah, he has a street fight at Armageddon.
They have a match at Armageddon. Yeah, it's very, it's very strange. Yeah. All right.
JPO, we are at you with back-to-back picks.
9 and 10.
Give me Braun Strowman.
Braun.
And since we're already almost there, give me Brody Lee.
Dang it.
Hey.
I got almost all the white family.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right, Jacob.
Yeah. I will take. I think I will take the current Mr. Money in the Bank, Damian Priest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Give me Bobby Lashley.
All right.
That's a good one.
Yeah. You can take any era Lashley. He looks the same.
Yeah, his name.
All right. Let's see. I gotta mark these off really quick on my list. Accidentally take them again. All right. You know what? He needed more polish, but I liked him. Could have done something with him. He's a big mofo. I'll take Nathan Jones.
You can have him.
Yeah, I will gladly. And then give me as Brian Alvarez likes to call it, master of the ha cha 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 cha. Give me Ming.
Mm-hmm. All right. Sure if you count. Give me Kevin Owens. Does he count? If he doesn't count, I can move on.
I think he's like 265, but he's also like 6 foot.
Okay.
Yeah.
In that case, I would say no.
All
You
right.
kind of said like if you're not over 6 and you're less than
He's
280,
6 feet, and he's not a muscular 266, kind of just a chunky 266. I don't think he works like a big man, honestly. He
Okay.
works
Yeah.
like a Haas wrestler. Yeah.
Okay. I will think of somebody else. Hang on. Give me a sec here. Again. You know what? Yeah. Whoops. Fuck it.
Oh.
Give me
you
Big
can have him. Sorry.
Give me Big Viscera.
Okay.
That was the one I was mentioning that was on the 30 best big men in wrestling, but they didn't have Viscera. They had Big Daddy V.
Yeah. That's who I had on my list if I was going to draft him. That was my favorite version of him. Because they kind of made him the big man of the ECW show for a little while.
Yeah. So I think I now will take one of Jonathan's picks in the that he's leaving in the chat. I'll take Matt Morgan.
hey, want to share those pics? I'm gonna look at the YouTube now.
He posted a few in there. I didn't want to put him on screen because they spoiled anything. You can look at
Matt Morgan.
He's only got one that nobody picks yet, but it's a pretty obvious one, or at least a well-known one. I don't know if it's well liked, but we'll see.
Okay.
All right. All right, JPO.
All right. Well, I mean, I kind of feel like I kind of have to. So Eric Rowan.
I didn't take him specifically so you could. I thought
I'm there. Like I can't. I almost would feel bad if I didn't.
Yeah.
But I'm very excited for my next pick.
I think I know where you're going.
I don't think you do in the slightest because I don't think you do at all.
Okay.
I want Kenta Kobashi.
Okay.
See, I took him off my list because I know if he would count. So
Why not? He's a meaty man that.
I
chops
know,
meat.
but we changed it last minute, and I took him off my list. I didn't have him on my master list. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that's all.
That's why I was surprised you didn't get him.
Well, I would have, but yeah, like I don't know, whatever.
Well, what did we change? Like, what changed?
Just because Kobashi is like 6'2" or 6'3", and I don't know. I didn't know if he counted or not. So
I think he's still over 6 foot. Plus, also how big is he?
I'm not arguing with you because I considered him. He was on my list until like I was like, I don't know if they'll count it. Like I don't know what Richie was gonna say.
He's only 115 kilograms. So you can't. Have
He's 6'1", 250. He works like a big man, but he's
Works like a big
guy.
man. Pez already accepted him. Your turn, Drake.
No, that was more of a joke. That when I looked him up, they didn't have pounds; they had
Kilogram.
kilograms, and it was 115. That was your 2 picks.
It's better than
Yeah.
having stone. I can't figure out what the fuck that shit is.
So I will take, just because he may not put on the best matches, but he's absolutely entertaining and people love when he comes out. I'm taking the Godfather.
You sure you don't want what's his name? Fighting Machine.
What?
The fuck was his gimmick again?
Oh,
Kama, the Supreme Fighting Machine.
Yeah.
No, I'm good.
No,
Yeah.
all right.
I'm gonna take it.
You know why? Because Jacob wants them. Oh,
Oh, it's just yeah. Well, it's funny. He loves being the Godfather. I'll just say that. We'll talk about it. But he's a big fan of being the Godfather. He enjoys that gimmick.
Yeah.
He lives that gimmick.
I'm gonna pick a guy I think is underrated, and he can move pretty well. He's even a former sumo wrestler. I'm gonna go Earthquake.
Yeah, John Tenta's great.
Yeah.
Earthquake.
My buddy Jack Manley was trained by John Tenta. He's a good wrestler. Yeah. You don't want to say Golga? No? Okay.
Nah.
Spoiler alert. Yeah.
Kurgan.
Don't spoil my picks, Jake.
Right.
Listen, we haven't gotten there yet. We got to dig deep. All right, yeah, I'm gonna go back to some WCW. I'll take Scott Norton.
Oh yeah.
It's a big meaty dude who beat the shit out of people. And then, kind of in a similar vein, but just scrolling back a few more years, I'll take Dr. Death, Steve Williams.
All right.
I
can make it so far.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna pick an obscure one. I thought he was pretty good, but he could have had a better career, but it didn't last long. I'm gonna pick Ice Train.
I have Ice Train on my list, Richie.
I like Ice Train.
Ice Train.
Ice Train. Yeah. Woo! Dun, 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 dun.
He had really good music.
Dun, dun. Bum, 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 bum,
It
bum.
was like the intro to Prime, but he's saying for a while.
If you want to go watch one match of his, he had a match with Chris Benoit in '95. It was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'll take a guy I'm surprised has fallen this far. I'm gonna take Farouk.
Yeah.
All right, JPO with back-to-backs.
Mm-hmm. Okay. You're muted.
oh, shit! I was wondering why no one was responding to my setup.
Mm-hmm.
You know what word I have to say to that pick?
What?
Damn. All right.
It's even funnier the second time.
It is. I
Yeah.
thought it was great. Yeah. Give me Stan Hansen.
There you go. He was on my list.
And then go completely flip flop it from old school to new school. Willie Mack.
Ah, damn. I should. Why didn't I think of Billy Mack? I was trying to think of athletic big dude, and
Yeah, love me some Willie Mack.
Yeah.
Well, I have Farouk. Might as well have Bradshaw, right?
Yeah. Or do you want JBL?
I want Bradshaw. I want
All right.
APA.
How many more picks?
You got one more, JPO. Jacob's got
Okay.
one more.
I'll
We're
be
winding
done.
it down. Yeah, Richie's got 2 and I've got 2. So we're winding it down. Not much more.
All right. I'm trying to.
No, I'm just trying to see if I can, because I only have like a couple more in my mind. So,
Yeah.
just back to
you only need a
start
few. You
scrambling.
only need a few more options. Yeah, we're almost there.
Yeah, trying to think now. Yeah, things on my mind. Yeah. Again, not sure if he can. Yeah. I thought it was.
Generica?
Yeah. Isn't it? Yeah. I'm gonna pick Roadkill. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Big dude.
Yeah,
like that.
Roadkill. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's too bad they never did anything with WWE. I think him and Doring and Roadkill could have been a good little tag team with WWE.
Yeah.
They should have been. All right. I think my last back-to-back ones, I'll go AEW. I'll take two of them. I've been liking him lately. I'll take Big Bill.
Oh yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I thought about him or taking him as Cass.
Yeah. I'll take Big Bill. I like his Big Bill thing right now. And then in similar vein, another big guy tooling around those parts. I'll take Brody King.
Ah.
Oh
shit.
yeah, that's a good pick. That's a good pick.
Brody King's amazing.
He's a big boy. I'll take Brody King.
He's fucking great as well. He's
Mm.
fucking great.
Mm.
Uh,
That's what happens when you do your research.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see when I start naming off names if you guys want any of these guys. You may not want any of these other people I have on here, but I'll name them off anyways later.
Give me a second.
Last one.
Yeah. Give me a second. Oh yeah. You know what? I'll also go AEW and give me Lance Archer.
Yeah, you can take Lance Archer.
Sometimes sort of maybe AEW. That's actually
Yeah.
Yeah.
seriously.
who's returned like 7 times.
Yeah. All right. Final one for Jacob.
Yeah, and feel free to veto this because he's 6'5", 260. I know we kind of like where I want Billy Gunn. I mean, he's
I don't
definitely
think-
I feel like he's working like a big man
Oh.
now.
Yeah, because everyone's fucking tiny now.
Yeah,
but,
because he's still.
but he
technically
is
bigger
pretty
on
fucking
him.
tall.
He's tall. I just don't know if he works like a big man. Like, does he get in the ring and people go like, "Oh shit, here comes like
He does have those moments
Somebody's
where
about
he's had
somebody's
those
about to get their ass whipped"? Like that's what I think about. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll leave it to Richie. I'm in between.
Yeah. I'm gonna veto it. Is that okay? You got a backup pick?
What?
You got
Yeah.
a backup? Yeah.
Do I have a backup pick?
Yeah, I'm gonna veto it.
I have Monty Sop. No?
The outlaw, the new
What
age
about-
outlaw.
What about
Well-
Kip?
Well, JPO can get a pick, Jacob, and I'll give you about 20 options.
No, I've got one. I'll take
okay.
Big John Stud.
Big John Stud. That's perfect. Yes, the winner of the first Royal Rumble. Big John Stud.
Yeah, I
He's
know
actually pretty-
it was borderline because we did mention that weight limit. It was borderline.
Yeah,
The height's there.
yeah. All right, JPO.
I think Richie was just mad about the Kevin Owens veto. It was spite.
Hey guys, if you ever take a trip down to Cobb County, Georgia, you better read the signs, respect the law and order. Taking Big Boss Man.
I was thinking about that.
I would take Big Bubba.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like Boss Man.
Yeah.
Sid Vicious and the Great Khali going undrafted.
I always was a big fan of
Rick Kelly
how
can go
proficient he
fuck himself.
was to twirl his fucking nightstick when he came out. I was always impressed by that. That dude could
Yeah.
fucking twirl that goddamn nightstick. Crazy. It was a shoot. Would anybody like a long laundry list of people you could have taken?
Yeah,
I know that
let's
there's
see
a
what's
few
on the
people in
list.
AEW that I missed, like Wardlow, Luchasaurus.
Yeah, Wardlow, Lucha. Yeah, you can
I
go with
forgot
that. I
about
mean,
Lucha.
again, options. Not necessarily you would have taken them, but they're on the table. Omos is on the table if you wanted him. So, but you don't have to. King Kong Bundy, still on there. Sid Vicious, obviously, nobody took him, but he's fun. He got pops. Scott Hall, 6'7", 280, way bigger than people remember. I like Luther Reigns.
Horseshoe.
I thought about him.
I like Snitsky. Nobody else does, and he's still working, so I
Yeah.
like him. I think you could have taken Moose.
Oh, I love Moose. God
I
damn
thought
it.
about Moose. I like Moose.
I
Yeah.
like Moose a lot.
Yeah. Fred Ottman, aka Typhoon Shockmaster Tugboat. He's a big boy.
Yeah.
Kurgan from the Oddities, 911 from ECW. Big Dick Dudley from ECW.
Yeah.
Dan Spivey, the other half of the Skyscrapers.
Yeah.
Anybody want to take the Wall brother? It's the Wall
Wall.
brother. No. How about Jeep Swenson, Bane from Batman and Robin? Anybody want to take him? He's a big dude. Anybody want to take the guy we saw in Retro Raw, Mr. Hughes? No.
He was terrible. No way.
No.
Great Ali before mistake.
Again, I'm just saying there are options. Not that you have to take him or like him. I would consider both of Chronic, Brian Clark and Brian Adams, both big boys. Otis.
Otis.
Otis Dozovich, yeah. Big Sally Graziano from ECW. He's about 600 pounds. He's a big boy. Bronson Reed.
Oh yeah.
Maybe Luke Gallows.
Oh, yeah.
Kamala Ryback. I probably would have accepted.
Yeah, I don't like him.
Mike Knox. And if you want to go really old school, you can go Haystacks Calhoun. He was 600 pounds.
He's on that list of WWE big men. I'm like, no.
Yeah. I've seen matches with him because they used to show on ESPN Classic like old wrestling from like the 60s. And like he was definitely an attraction. Like he couldn't move super well, but he was definitely like, something. So
he had a WCW run in the 90s, and then like that dude, he couldn't do shit. Like he had a match with a Giant that was like the worst.
Yeah. So there you go. Just a few.
And then probably in the, because I just thought of him, but I feel like he's in the same vein as a Drew McIntyre and Sheamus, Wade Barrett.
Yeah. Yeah, probably.
Yeah. 6'7", like 250.
Oh yeah. Well, cool.
How many more matches would Shaq have to do for him to be eligible? He's only done 2 so far.
He's done some, I mean, I don't know. Maybe something. So, yeah.
All right. Well, that was the big man draft.
No.
Should we recap our lists?
Yeah.
Have you got them there? I don't write them down.
Austin had the first overall pick, so Austin, why don't you go ahead and run yours down first?
Yeah, I took Undertaker, Kane, Goldberg, Andre the Giant, Umaga, Abyss, A-Train, Batista, Hillbilly Jim, Nathan Jones, Ming, Scott Norton, Dr. Death, Steve Williams, Big Bill, and Brody King.
Nice. And then Richie had the second pick, but of course he doesn't write anything down. So we got you, Richie.
Yeah.
Richie took Bam Bam Bigelow, Keith Lee, Mike Awesome, Jeff Cobb, Yokozuna, Dominic Dijakovic, Test, Bruiser Brody, Brian Cage, Bobby Lashley, Viscera, Earthquake, Ice Train, Roadkill, and Lance Archer. I had the third pick, and I took Brock Lesnar, Vader, Rikishi, The Giant, Bubba Ray Dudley, Sheamus, Mark Henry, Powerhouse Hobbs, Gorilla Monsoon, Damian Priest, Matt Morgan, The Godfather, Farouk Bradshaw, and Big John Studd. JPO, do you have your list, or do you need one of us to write it down?
I gotta hear from you guys. I didn't write it down tonight.
Okay.
So JPO took Samoa Joe, Walter, or Gunther, either one. Bray Wyatt, Diesel, Drew McIntyre, PCO, Big E Langston, Rusev, Braun Strowman, Brody Lee, Eric Rowan to round out the Wyatt family, Kenta Kobashi, Stan Hansen, Willie Mack, and the Big Boss Man. So those are our lists. Those are our. Do we want to do what we did last time? Come up with a match card right now.
right off the spot. It'd be a lot of big man matches. I don't know how exciting they would be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like I kind of prefer to like have like 2 or 3 Haas matches on my card, but like
We
others-
don't have to. I just thought.
yeah, it's like I would rather see like a fantasy thing where somebody put all these teams up against each other, Survivor Series style, just tagging in and out these fucking big guys, seeing them locked up.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
We-
You know what I mean? Like,
We
Yeah.
could if we wanted to, because like they've done 3-way Survivor Series matches in the past. We could,
Yeah.
if we wanted to, come back next week with and kind of like come up with 3 5-man teams from our.
Yeah. Well, I guess
roster.
JPO still got doesn't he still have like a choice left for his?
he's still got his choice for next week. Whatever he wants to do at the end of the show, he'll let us know what he wants to do. For,
Yeah,
his
I
topic- his
I don't know if
topic.
you guys remember, but I kind of am still sitting on one as well because we never did my dream card.
Oh yeah, we did. Yeah, you did. You got one.
I have that in my notes. I'll just give it to you right now if you just want to do it right now.
You got that in the pocket. I was going to ask, what do you think? Like, I mean, because I was thinking about it, but I don't think. Yeah, I think he just off. Like, I think he just misses it. But where does Roman Reigns sit? So I was thinking about him.
Yeah, I mean, well, I would say they treated him more like that probably during the Shield days.
Yeah.
Like he was kind of the muscle of that group.
I'm not
Like-
sure what else you would classify him as.
Yeah.
I mean, he is big. You know what I mean? Like, it's he's what's his actual state? He's 6'3", 265, so he's borderline. But I mean, it depends on who he's up against, how much he works like that.
Yeah. Mm.
All right. That is the big man draft. So I think, and speaking of somebody drafted Testin, and he is now on my screen carrying a big garbage can. Must be another hard. No, it's not a hardcore. No, it is because he's pushing them out. Oh, yeah. Get him. Testin British Bulldog from 1999.
God.
Because British Bulldog threw a trash can that hit Stephanie.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
But that's
that trash can.
Raw we're talking about. We're talking
we'll talk about that when we get to it because I got something to say about that shit. So when we get there.
Austin, I assume you have notes.
I have notes. Yes.
Copious.
Austin,
You know on the retro shows I got the notes. You know what I do. That's
So
fine.
why don't you kick us off? Kind of lead us in this.
Oh yeah. So let me pop that on the screen just so we're all on the same page here. Okay. So first of all, we spun the wheel of TV shows. October 11, 1999, Monday Night Raw. So it's set up to be a good show. We're in the Georgia Dome. We got supposedly 35,000 people. We're in enemy territory. I don't think this is the first time they'd worked the Georgia Dome, but this used to obviously be a WCW battleground because not more than a year and 3 months earlier, Goldberg defeated Hulk Hogan at this very building to become
It felt like
champion.
a much bigger deal than
Yeah,
what this.
no, it sure did. And and to be fair, that show sucked too. The one where Goldberg beat Hogan, that was a bad show also. But at least they had that moment, right? Like it was a moment in history. It was a big deal. People remember it. It was something. So this instead, this crowd got this show, and this show sucked. It sucked royally.
The opening was okay. It was
The
fine.
opening is okay. We'll get to it. We opened up with Gorilla Monsoon. I'm gonna mute JPL. Anyways, we got a Gorilla Monsoon tribute video. I'm just saying. Anyways, we got a Gorilla Monsoon tribute video because unfortunately he had passed away the week of the airing of this Raw. And rest in peace, Gorilla Monsoon. He's awesome, by the way. If you haven't gone back and watched a lot of old pay-per-views, he's great. His commentary and stuff. Him and Bobby the Brain, obviously, or him and whoever, really. Him and Roddy Piper, him and Kurt Hennig, all good stuff there. So yes, Vince McMahon comes out, and he's got the biggest shit-eating grin on his face because he's in the Georgia Dome. He drew 35,000 people in the WCW venue in Atlanta, and he's winning the war. So he's very, very happy. So he comes out, and he's smiling, and I guess, he's kind of happy Vince here. He wasn't acting like a heel because it was weird because he introduces Stone Cold Steve Austin.
He's very happy about it.
It's like, okay, he's happy to introduce Stone Cold Steve Austin to this crowd. And then, am I wrong? Did he just kind of disappear after that?
He did.
Like,
He did.
he
was
introduced
gone.
Stone Cold
I was
and then he
looking
was
for him.
gone. I was like, where'd he go? Did he slip out the back door? Okay. He comes out to introduce Stone Cold. Stone Cold comes out. It's kind of the usual, pissed off Stone Cold. He calls out that asshole Triple H. He called him an asshole. He says, I'm back and I'm coming to get you, you dumb son of a bitch. He vows to take back his title. And he says, as usual, he doesn't want to wait till Sunday. Get your ass out here and let's do this right now. Typical sort of Stone Cold stuff. Triple H finally comes out after some prodding. Fans are chanting asshole at him. Triple H says at one point, after Stone Cold says that there's 35 or 40,000 people calling you an asshole, he goes, well, there's 40,000 people. I don't give a damn if they live or die. That seems pretty cool. All right.
Yeah.
So I'll drop dead right there. Triple H would not care. Okay, sounds good. He taunts Stone Cold right back, saying, deep down in your heart, Stone Cold, I can see the fear in your eyes, and you know you can't actually beat me, all that. But he decides, okay, I'm going to come fight Stone Cold. He starts taking his jacket off. They get ready to fight. He kind of ducks around the ring a little bit, but he goes over to JR, knocks his hat off, and then starts pushing JR. JR picks up a plastic fan that was sitting on the desk, which is
I was
clearly
trying to work out what that was for a second. I'm like, what the fuck?
it was like the little table fans that you have, that they can plug in. Like the thing's about this big. I mean, it's like nothing, and it's clearly made of plastic. He hits Triple H in the back with it. Now, to Triple H's credit, he didn't sell it. Like he stumbles a little because he got hit, but like he doesn't sell it like he just got hit with a devastating maneuver. He spins back around, gets pissed off. But Stone Cold is there to intercept him, and they start going at it. So they start fighting all over ringside. China comes out and kind of evens the odds here because JR was sort of helping. Stone Cold even punches him in the tummy at one point, and the crowd went nuts for this. By the way, they're like loving this thing. They're jumping up and down, enjoying this. But China gets in. Double A takes down to JR, and everybody's
and the King laughs his ass off at it.
Oh, he laughs his ass off. Yeah, he's loving it, and the crowd's loving it. It all kind of dissipated eventually, but it basically sets up a match for later. So yeah, we'll go around the horn. What do you guys think of this opening segment here? The opening brawl and whatnot. So Jacob,
I thought it was good. I think it's typical, Monday Night Raw. You start with the promo, but back in the Attitude Era, it worked because people, were excited to see Stone Cold. Anytime the glass shatters, that pop is like that. That's the norm. So and apparently this had been the first time they had seen Stone Cold in a couple months, so obviously the pop was going to be a little bit louder. The good crowd. I wasn't sure where it was going to go with JR, but sure enough, we got a match with JR. We've been kind of getting lucky with these shows to where I feel like something at least interesting has always happened on one of these. With the Nitro, we got the Flair and Funk stuff. With this one, we got Triple H, Stone Cold returning, the go home show for No Mercy. So we've gotten some pretty interesting stuff so far. Waiting for that one time where we spin the wheel and it's just like, all right, well that was a show.
Yeah, Thunder.
Thunder was last week.
Thunder was okay.
Yeah, it was very much like just a show. Like nothing really happened on it. There was nothing like overly horrendous. It was just like there. Like we did Thunder. And so we did do, by the way, Jake, we're starting to take the shows off the wheel, whittle it down, and then we'll add them all back,
Okay.
So if we spin it again, like we've been reducing the show. So we took Raw Thunder and Nitro off the wheel now if it gets spun again. So we'll spin the remaining.
I predict next time we spin it'll be ECW.
We'll see. It's got two options.
That's my
prediction. ECW. Yeah.
But no, I thought it was a good opening segment. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I think Triple H and Stone Cold were the best part of the show by far. Well, not by far. I think. We'll get into it, but yeah.
Yeah. Richie, thoughts on
I thought it was a fun segment. They always around this time last year they always like to involve JR and stuff. I think it's just the way to also maybe test JR's almost test JR's loyalty in a sense that hey we're winning the Monday Night Raw. You're not going to go to WCW. I'm going to make. I mean, he uses them as a punching bag a lot of the time. So yeah, I mean, and obviously, yeah, it was. Yeah, but it was cool seeing that. He would always like. I think JL was a good he was integral to also getting Austin over as well. I think just because how he would react. Stone Cold. Yeah. Just I think and it's always it was always a big heelish thing. Is like the way to get to Austin is through JR. You get it rolled up is to attack JR. So. Yeah, but I thought this segment achieved what it was supposed to. Like got the crowd hot, got the emotion out of the crowd. Yeah, so I liked it overall.
Yeah, JPO, any thoughts on this opening?
Yeah. Well, first, I want to go back to the beginning too. I liked what they did for Gorilla. I thought it was kind of cool and different too from what we get now. With Vince kind of doing the voice work. I felt like it actually was kind of personal too, which was nice. So yeah, I just wanted to give a quick shout out to that. Let's see that. I thought I had one more note too. And then I guess we'll get to that. That's another sad point that we'll get to later on as the time frame that we're in right now. But yeah, in the opening segment, thought it was good. Again, it kind of gives you a nice thing to look forward to. You know what I mean? It's a very good example of sell me why you want me to stick around for the next hour and a half. You know what I mean? And they do that well, and they even do that kind of throughout the night. I love how he's picking on. What are you gonna wear? What are you gonna do? I hope you're during the commercial breaks. Hope you're quick learn. It gives you kind of you're obviously not looking forward to a banger, but you are kind of wondering what the hell's gonna happen. So
yeah. Well, we'll talk about what actually happened. We'll get there, but because it was all downhill from here. It was one kind of bad segment after another. So the first couple of segments we see him, Mankind is out in the parking lot waiting for The Rock to get there. He's got jackets and stuff in his hands and gifts. I don't know. He keeps trying. Rock doesn't have anything to do with Rock and Sock, but he keeps trying to make it happen. It's like a regular thing.
Before that, we see dogs for some reason. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they're in the Georgia Dome, and that is the home of the Georgia Bulldogs, and that is like they do actually have real bulldogs as like their mascots of the games. So those actually were the real ones. But yeah, it seems like very unkept conditions to keep these dogs in a pen with dog poop laying all over the place. That seems very unsanitary. So I think somebody would complain about that nowadays.
An unsafe work environment.
Yeah, right.
I was trying to think with the timeline. I'm like, this is way after the dog kennel thing, right? Yeah, 2098.
It wasn't way after the Kennel from Hell match because Al Snow and Bossman still have a beef, as we'll talk about later. But yeah, it wasn't super far after that, but it was around the same time. But yeah, that didn't have anything to do with the Kennel match. So we get our first official match of the night. The New Age Outlaws come out. They do their tag team champions of the world speech. And all that. Then the Hollies come out, but it's a singles match. It is Billy Gunn versus Crash Holly. It goes 49 seconds because, God forbid, we have a lengthy match between two good workers. Immediately on the outside, Road Dogg hits Bob Holly, and that kind of creates a kerfluffle. And Billy Gunn just hits a Paymaster to get a win, like I said, within 49 seconds. And then afterwards, the Hollies get their big scale that Crash Holly carries with them, and they lay out the Outlaws. And that's it. It sucked. Any thoughts?
I only thought, I think, which is what JPS probably going to reference, is like there was, I think it was around the time where Droz got paralyzed, got paralyzed, unfortunately, by the botched powerbomb by D'Lo.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a shout out to Droz and pop the crowd a bit. So
yeah, but it was weird though because they didn't say what the hell happened to him. They just say prayers to Droz.
Yeah.
And it's never mentioned. Then go to our website and find out what happened to Droz.
Yeah. So, but yeah, and there's nothing much to talk about with the match. Like, I think that's what I just chose a random image, and that's what's playing right now. It's just that match, but there's nothing much to talk about. But yeah, it's just just a 49-second match. Like they were more. I think it's the Attitude Era in a sort of nutshell. Sometimes there's not known. The episodes aren't known for their quality match. It's just the outrageous storylines more so. And it was just dedicate a few seconds to the matches, and that was it. I like both teams, but yeah, it is what it is. They could have dedicated more time, but they didn't.
Nope, not at all.
Yeah, not much more to add to that. I mean, like you said, I thought it was nice that they mentioned draws, but yeah, like you said, I could see probably some fans being like, "What? What the fuck happened to draws?" He was on TV a month or two ago, but like at least it said something. I guess that was probably protocol to not get into too specifics. But then yeah, like you said, it's very typical kind of '90s TV to where the match is really not even a match. So
Anything, Jacob? No.
It was a good promo.
Which, by the way, Billy Gunn just did a jackhammer out of nowhere. I think as a FU to Goldberg. But, just when he was just using it as a move,
Yeah, it would be it would start being his transition move, but yeah, the fact that it's just a move and people kick out of it's kind of funny.
Yeah, when like I said, a year and 3 months earlier, Goldberg jackhammered Hulk Hogan to become heavyweight champion. But all right, a 49-second match. We cut back to Mankind for a second. He wants Rock to be a team player. That's all it is. Ivory comes out, cuts a promo saying basically she has nightmares about old people because they're all up in her life right now. Yeah. The promo was okay. She says she'll beat the Metamucil out of Moolah on Sunday or something to that effect. Just the whole thing. Yeah, she has old people phobia. I don't know. Like, I'm sure that's a thing, right? Like elderly phobia. Is that a real thing? Like, she didn't use a word, but I'd imagine there's a phobia of like old people. She basically has that. She's having nightmares. But she's going to have a match with Mae Young because she's fighting Moolah on Sunday. She's fighting Mae Young today. I went back and watched it 3 times because I never heard an opening bell. They just rang a bell for a DQ without an opening bell. Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
No, you're not.
For once, I didn't time these, so I can't back you on this, but that's funny. I'm not surprised.
I looked up the results of the show, and the results of the show on the Pro Wrestling Wiki say DQ in 1 second. But again,
so there you go.
But no, there was no opening bell. Ivory, they get in the ring. The referee's trying to separate them to start the match. Ivory gets the belt, hits her, and then you hear the ding 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 ding. I was like, I never heard an opening bell to start the damn match. Much less one for a DQ. So I assumed the match never started. So, well, and here's just one other point: Ivory, the women's champion, can't just beat Mae Young. You got to protect Mae Young with a disqualification.
You got to protect the old,
You got to protect the 76-year-old woman against the women's champion.
She's an up and coming. You got to.
May not so young.
Yeah, this does not hold up at all. This holds up even less than like the last.
This is even worse when you look back at the state of women's wrestling in WWE in 1999. My God.
But I'm like, who else could they do? I guess like Jacqueline's around right this time, right? You could have put her in a program with her.
I don't know. There's this woman called China who could definitely lead your women's division.
Yeah, I know, but they were obsessed with putting her with the men. And,
Guess who wins the women's championship at No Mercy? Please
don't tell me Moolah actually wins.
Moolah wins, yeah. I remember that.
State of women's wrestling, and then a 70-year-old woman wins the women's. At some point, Harvey Whippleman was champion around this time as well.
I think it was he won it around September or something.
Yeah. So that's the state of women's wrestling in 1999.
Dude,
welcome. Anyway, yeah, this sucked also a lot because then we just move on. She lays Mae Young out, just moves along. Yeah, and so JR says he's going to call The Rock on the telephone, on his cellular telephone, over the speaker system.
Okay.
There's one problem, though. He starts calling The Rock. We hear, ring. This is the great one. Ring. Because the dummy who's working the ring sound effect forgot to turn it off after the great one answered the phone. And he answers, by the way, by literally saying, "This is the great one."
The great one.
His version of hello.
That'd be weird. Why do you say that? This is your mother.
Yeah.
This is the great one.
And so I guess he's calling Rock from the limo.
Yeah,
I guess because we see him arrive in a limo like 15 minutes later, which again, another one of my pet peeves: wrestlers showing up late to the show after it's already started.
The Rock did that all the time.
all the damn time. He showed up half an hour late to the show.
I always thought about the logic of it too. It was like, the Rock in reality, the Rock's been there probably since like 2 or 3 o'clock, right? So they had to go. Okay, Rock, now come outside, get in this car, drive away, so we can film you driving.
Circle
in.
the block and come back to the parking lot, and we'll film this. Yeah,
but even in the logic of wrestling, like the Rock can just show up. Like I could buy. Oh, the Rock showed us up at 7:45. But like even in the logic of wrestling, like the Rock just shows up whenever. Like God forbid he's on early. Like I don't know. It's never totally made sense to me.
Yeah. Triple H showed up late all the time too to all these shows as well. Like later on, he would just show up at 9:30. So I mean, he cuts
Apparently
like
Mark Henry thought he was. We'll get into that.
So I mean, they're on the phone for 10 seconds. He cuts a 10-second Rock promo. I don't even remember what he said. Just I'm on my way or something. Whatever. We see Terry Taylor, the Red Rooster, talks to British Bulldog for a second. I didn't write it down except for the fact that he opens up by saying, "British Bulldog, you're not the only dog here tonight. You know anything about that?"
Terry Taylor was. I remember Brian and Vinny took like this. The trash. He was terrible. He didn't last long at this role. He was terrible.
No, he's bad. Where was Doc Hendricks? Where was Michael Hayes? What the hell? I know he was around this time. I know he was doing.
Michael Cole was there.
Yeah,
I was gonna say I don't even remember him
Kevin
ever
Kelly
doing
was
this.
there.
So
They
it
had,
must
like,
not
four-
have. They must not have liked it because I don't remember this being him doing it much. So
They had like 4 interview guys on this show because they had Doc Hendricks, they had Terry Taylor, they had Michael Cole, and Kevin Kelly interviewed The Rock later. Also,
Terry Taylor kind of just felt like, how can I ask a question but also get myself over?
yeah, it was not good. But yeah, he's a bad actor. It wasn't good. We cut to it was Michael Cole, right, in the locker room.
Yeah.
Okay. With Shane McMahon and Stephanie after, I guess British Bulldog confronted Triple H, and Vince or whoever, Vince or something, whatever. He threw a trash can last week, and off screen it hit Stephanie in the head, and now she has post-concussion syndrome. This is the same company, I just want to say this, that in the big lawsuit, remember that all those wrestlers brought against the WWE? This is the same company that claimed they didn't know about concussions in 1999. Yet they're doing a thing here on screen about post-concussion syndrome, and Stephanie has memory loss from her post-concussion syndrome and headaches.
Did no one show a clip of this episode?
Yeah, they should have just showed this raw, and be like, no, that's false. You did storylines about concussions.
Evidence, Your Honor, October's 11th.
Yeah. I mean, they should just show every other Raw from around this time where there were 97 unprotected chair shots to the head around this time as well.
All they need is Rock and Mankind Rumble.
Yeah, show Rock and Mankind in the Last Man Standing match, and then you'll win your lawsuit. Yeah, 100%.
I'm pretty sure that lawsuit's still ongoing, by the way. That's why.
I thought it got thrown out like years ago.
That's why Demolition's still not in the Hall of Fame and stuff like that. So.
Okay.
Well,
yeah.
I don't know if that's it could be either because they could also just be butthurt that they did it. I think the lawsuit might have been thrown out, but because they did it, they're not necessarily rushing to put them in.
Yeah. But they'll do it for a while until because I remember I vaguely remember like a storyline in like Royal Rumble 2001 where like the whole build up was that that Edge and Christian concussed the Dudleys and they were wrestling concussed. Yeah, so it's like
yeah, like a concussion counter, like in Not Another Teen movie.
Yeah.
Like it's a joke.
What really funny? Like again, early 2000s, late 90s.
Oh yeah,
like concussion's hilarious.
It's hilarious, isn't it? So funny. All these guys just getting concussed. Like
it's comedy.
Bubba has said numerous times that around this time he got dozens of concussions, like from all these chair shots and shit. Like it's ridiculous. So yeah.
Like Christian retired for like 7 years because of concussions.
Yes. But no, we didn't know about concussions. But Stephanie's doing a storyline where she has post-concussion syndrome. She can't remember Andrew, who is Test, who she was supposed to marry tonight, I guess, on Raw. I don't know. But her memory is very spotty because she knows Andrew, she knows Shane. She has short-term memory loss, but yet can't remember her entire relationship with Test. I don't understand what she can remember and can't remember. It doesn't matter because that's all we get out of this segment, essentially. Yeah. I don't know. Anyways, we cut back to Mankind in the parking garage. Val Venus and Bulldog jump him and beat him up for a minute. That's about it. Before the Rock gets there, obviously. A limo pulls up. Mark Henry gets out. They think it's the Rock at first, but it's Mark Henry. He's with a sexy lady. Don't find out who she is.
Sexy lady.
She's got a sexy lady. We have another match in the tit tournament.
That just dawned me. Chris Cass said that to me recently. It's the tit tournament.
It is the tit tournament. It's the Terry Invitational tournament. It's the tit tournament.
And this is before. This is after like Russo left, because I mean this is like Russo would do some of this, like Six Entertainment Extreme, like in TNA has six. He came up with TNA.
So it is 2-1 Edge and Christian so far. It's a best of 5. This match ends in a draw.
Because why not?
So it's now 2-1-1 in this best of 5 series. It's going to end in a tie. No, to speed ahead to SmackDown, which we didn't watch, they end up having another match on SmackDown and then the ladder match. So it becomes a best of 6 for no reason. You could have just had the Hardy Boys win this match and tie it up and go into the pay-per-view, but no, we got to do a double count-out draw. So
if it's 2-1-1, then Edge Christian can't win. You know what I mean? It's not like it's not tight. Yeah, I don't know.
It's overly complicated for no reason whatsoever. Just do 2-2 and go to the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
So anyways, we get a Edge and Christian versus Hardy Boys match here. Goes about 4 minutes. They are going 1,000 miles an hour. They hit 100 moves in 4 minutes. Oh my God, they're hitting lead drops on the top.
It's a fun 4 minutes.
It's a fun 4 minutes, but my God, there's dudes flying everywhere. They're jumping to the outside. They're jumping to the inside. There are 2 guys jumping off the top rope simultaneously. Jeff jumps off the top rope with a leg drop. Matt jumps on the top rope right after him with a leg drop. Misses. Then another swanton hits. Matt's doing a handstand on the top rope, trying to pin on his feet on the ropes, trying to pin Edge or somebody. There's another foot on the ropes to stop the thing. There's a double spear. Then all the guys jump out and do dives to the outside, and there's a count out. I mean, oh my God, it was too much for me to even write down. There's 8,000 moves in 4 minutes.
Like a Lucha Brothers match or something.
Yes, Jesus Christ. And it was also weird. Matt and Jeff come out to their Hardy Boys music, but still are doing the Brood entrance with the fire. And it was weird hearing their music and them getting almost no pop. It was very strange because I just went to a Dynamite like a couple weeks ago when their music hit and the crowd went nuts, went ape shit for them. 25 years later, most of
it's
these
like
guys
watching like a 96 Raw or 96 Raw and hearing the glass shatter for Austin and just hearing nothing.
And people just sitting there. Yeah, it's really weird.
Oh, that guy again. Yeah.
Oh, that guy. Yeah, that's a cool guy. But I don't know. I'll go around the horn. What do you guys think about this? I mean, they were trying. I mean, it was fine, but the ending was still infuriating as most of the finishes.
Oh yeah, well even the fans kind of shit on him. There's a good boo pop for it being a no contest or double DQ or whatever. So yeah. I mean, I'm sure they're young and hungry, so I think they're very much like, all right, we got 4 minutes, we're fucking packing this 4 minutes in. So yeah, you know what I mean. Like I had fun with it. It is for what it is. It's a very quick, but they did what they could for those 4 minutes. So.
Yeah, Richie.
Yeah, it's not like anything new when you think about it. Vin, it's held the reins. It was like you didn't. It's very rare that you let matches go as long as they probably should. It's like you find out your match has been cut down. It's like So I'm glad we got these the teams are able to keep pace and actually put on a great match. But if you were coming to the show wanting actual wrestling, I feel that you'd be a bit ripped off because it's like the actual wrestling portion of the show, not great. So as you can see in the Aussie ladder match, these teams have great chemistry and can really go if you give them some time. They'll go. But it's like, I don't mind that. I don't necessarily mind the draw, but do it after a more time.
Well, no, I mean, or again, it's 2-1, right? Edge and Christian's up. Edge and Christian do something to how about they just get counted out or disqualified, and then it ties it up 2-2 going into the pay-per-view. Very simple. They overcomplicated it for no reason. Yeah,
it was an excuse to do a SmackDown match, I guess. I don't know.
But, you could have just done those stupid things they always do before the pay-per-view and do 2 singles matches. Edge versus Matt Hardy, Christian versus Jeff Hardy. They do that all the time before a tag team pay-per-view match. You could have just done that on SmackDown and then said they're 2-2 in the tournament and had them each interfere in each other's matches and more DQs. Like whatever. It's what they would have done anyways. But Jacob, any thoughts on this one? I know you watched the ladder match though. It holds up, right? I think it's pretty
ladder
good.
match. Yeah, the ladder match is great.
Yeah.
This was fine. I think they made the most of the time they had, like was said. But the finish, just kind of, I don't know. It doesn't make sense. But the action was good. Again, made the most of the time they had, and I wish they would give some of these TV matches more time. I feel like they're doing a little better nowadays, but I don't think there was anything like over 8 minutes on this show.
Yeah,
as far as like match time.
Yeah,
so
no, for sure.
Backstage, X-Pac is whining to Kane about wanting him to stay out of his business and let him fight his own battles. X-Pac's a very stupid individual, as we'll talk about.
I remember this. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I mean, I
watched. This is a dumb story. This is a bad storyline.
I remember the storyline, and X-Pac and Kane feuded for like fucking a year or some shit. They feuded for ages.
Forever. They were partners. They were enemies. They had matches against each other. It's whatever. Rock finally gets there. Kevin Kelly interviews him. It's like every Rock promo you ever heard around this time. He uses all of his catchphrases. He wipes his ass with what Mankind thinks. It doesn't matter what he thinks. I mean, he's just every jabroni, this, candy ass, that. I didn't really write it down. It's just every Rock promo, except for he does the I'm trying to think of the right line, and he does the Ric Flair line, to be the man, you got to beat the man. He does his Savage, oh yeah, dig it. He does what you gonna do when oh no, that's not it. And then he does the if you smell what the Rocky's cooking, finally. It's a Rock promo.
Again, probably does a reference to, because they're in the Georgia Dome.
Oh yeah, no, it's a total shot against in the dome. And Vince comes in and makes the actual match official for later. That he busts in like it's urgent that the Rock and Sock must face Val Venus and British Bulldog. urgent emergency. He must make this
urgent emergency. Right, in case you're about to leave the arena.
In case you're about to just cut your promo and leave, Rock, like you showed up late to this show. No, you have a match later, and Mankind's very happy because he wants this Rock and Sock thing to happen, obviously. Match number 4, X-Pac versus Farouk. X-Pac, or I said Kane, is watching from backstage. I'll at least give him credit. He was looking at the television.
Yeah.
Like a normal person, like actually watching the TV instead of what they do nowadays where they're standing next to it and trying to eyeball it, peripherally to the side, which is stupid. No, he's actually facing the television and watching, so good on him. It's X-Pac and Farouk. Bradshaw's is already out there. That's part of this storyline. Bradshaw's interfering left and right. Referee doesn't care. Just completely beating on X-Pac every time he gets out of the ring. So X-Pac starts a little bit. Farouk beats him up for a little while. I think the match went like 3 minutes or something like that. There's a kind of miscommunication. Bradshaw gets knocked off the apron. X-Pac counters I believe the Dominator into an X-Factor. So he wins the match. I swear X-Pac never loses, by the way. He always wins with the X-Factor. He won 1,000 matches in a row. I never saw him lose. And then APA puts a beat down on X-Pac, because of course they do. Bradshaw immediately gets there. They start powerbombing him. They're beating him up. They're about to kill him off the top rope with something. And Kane is like hesitating. Finally goes out there with his music, makes the save, and X-Pac cries like a little girl about it and whines. He's very, very
Kane didn't interfere in the match.
He did not interfere in the match. He did exactly what he asked him. He was saving him from a post-match murdering.
What do you want him to do? Like you're going to get destroyed.
X-Pac, you won the match by yourself. You defeated Farouk. The pinfall happened. Now they're going to murder you in the ring for winning. Kane saved your life. You're very stupid. This is dumb. I hate this. I hate everything about this.
I guess that's his heel work, that he's dumb and that he's ungrateful.
Okay. Jacob, you're good at answering these questions. Is X-Pac a face or a heel?
Yes.
Good. Thank you. That was the answer I was looking for. I'm going to ask. Keep that in mind, Jacob. I'm going to ask you again about somebody else in a minute. So yeah, hopefully you'll have an answer for me as well. So that's the correct answer, by the way. All right.
I know who you're gonna ask about.
Yeah, Mark Henry is in a sex therapy session
This is
with the hot lady. He has a sex addiction. He's sexual chocolate, you see. So he's addicted to sex. Which on this show, it's like, who gives a shit? There's sex all over the show. Who cares? Like
you're in
somebody.
the right place, by the way. It's
Yeah, right. So the therapist, who was given very bad dialogue to try to spit, is just telling him, keep it together, Mark. This, that, the other. I don't even remember what she said. It ends with him pulling out handcuffs out of his pocket that he just carries around, I guess.
Yeah. I don't even know what the point of it is.
I have no idea what the point of this is at all. We'll get to it. I don't know where it goes. I don't know where it went. I think it was I think a week later. I think a week later he has sex with his therapist. I don't know. That's probably where.
Yeah, but I don't know. At one point, he during the therapy session, he said he like fantasized about his sister or something, or some weird thing.
It wouldn't surprise me at this point. I don't know. Y2J and Curtis Hughes, which I always forget is a thing. I always forget was a thing for like a month. Versus the returning Headbangers. Fuck me. I hate the Headbangers.
What? Why do you hate the Headbangers?
Because they're terrible.
Jericho, by the way, Jericho.
Bro, I ref for them in Vintage and watched them beat the shit out of this poor kid in a match one time. I watched Thrasher kick a dude in the head repeatedly just for no fucking reason, and then act like nothing happened afterwards.
I will defend Thrasher. Mosh is a bit of a dick. Thrasher's a cool guy.
He beat the shit out of this kid. I don't even remember who it was. He beat the shit out of him. I refed it. I watched him stomp this kid in the head repeatedly, very, very hard. It was. I don't know what his deal was that night.
Jericho in his second book buries the shit out of Curtis Hughes. He hated working with him.
He was working with this. He moves on to working with Howard Finkel like a week later. Like Howard Finkel's like his personal announcer. Yeah, he was in a weird spot right here in 1999. So this is not the last time we see him, by the way. I thought this was. I looked ahead. He's on SmackDown because they have like a kind of a match. Y2J hits him with a chair. I think that's the last time we see him. Actually,
I'm watching this other wrestling match called Richie versus that Noodle, and that Noodle won.
Yeah. So by the way, we should say JR left the announce desk to go get ready for the
which I'm glad he did.
match.
I was wondering if he was gonna do that. I'm like, he needs to focus.
But unfortunately it means we get 1999 Michael Cole at the desk, who's horrible.
Not good.
Who's no good. During this match, he called the Headbangers, the epitome of tag team wrestling. Fuck you, Michael Cole.
Hey, man.
You think they're the epitome of tag team wrestling, JJ?
Hey, they're tag team.
Former tag champs.
They're tag team. They look like each other, and they wrestle.
Cool.
Can we mention Mosh's their hair too tonight?
Oh my god, they had their hair tied up like Jericho's little top ponytail, but they were bald except for the.
Yeah, it was kind of great. Disturbing.
It was disturbing. It was weird. Can we talk about how Mosh and Thrasher tried to do the world's greatest tag team move, where Thrasher jumps over Mosh's while he's bent over while they're laid out on the ropes? They tried to do that like that move. Remember that move, Shelton Benjamin? But Shelton Benjamin could do it well because he was an athlete. And he could actually jump really high in the air. Thrasher jumps, he gets 2 feet off the ground and barely gets over Mosh when he hits him. It was terrible.
Remember, in 2016, they randomly returned for a couple of months out of nowhere.
Yeah. They had a Ring of Honor run. They were on SmackDown a couple of times. Yeah.
They needed one more team for that tag team tournament on SmackDown.
Yeah, they were so short of teams. Like, what the fuck is that?
Hughes and Jericho have a kerfluffle. Jericho punches Hughes, who was wearing his sunglasses the entire time during the entire match. He never took them off. And then they tried to do the Headbangers of all. They tried to do the stage dive on Hughes. They're trying to powerbomb this dude, and they completely fuck it up, as they always do with that stupid move. They barely hit the powerbomb. Mosh is completely off timing with the leg drop. It looks terrible, and they pin Mr. Hughes. Yeah, this was stupid. Oh, Jericho walked out on Hughes, by the way, and just left him hanging. So
Yeah,
that was
I would have too.
Jacob.
I would have too. Yep.
Yeah, I would have too.
It's like, oh, this isn't going well. I'm leaving.
Yeah.
By the way, Jericho debuted in August, and at No Mercy, he's on heat. At that point, I was like, oh man, I'm glad he bounced back. So I was worried that he was.
Boy, yeah, I was. Yeah, if you didn't know where Jericho ended up and you watched the show randomly, you'd be like, oh, that guy's gonna be a job guy in 6 months. Like he's gonna be nowhere. Yeah, I'm glad he did bounce back. He was winning the title from Triple H on Raw for an hour, like 6 months from now.
Yeah,
crazy, right? I don't know. You guys any thoughts on this before I move on to the next one?
it is what it is.
You know,
When
I mean,
I was young, I liked the headbangers.
I'm happy you got some enjoyment out of them because crowd didn't even care when they came back too. They hit the music, they came out doing their headbanging, the crowd went, oh.
Oh
Anyway,
yeah,
I don't feel like they're not around much longer. 'Cause, oh no, 2000. Yeah, I don't know, a few months.
yeah. But yeah, it was there.
So, Big Show is backstage with D'Lo Brown. Very sad. And I remember where this went, and I cringed because he's telling D'Lo about his dad has cancer. Does anybody remember where this leads to?
This is a big North Band thing where
he hangs onto the coffin while it's getting
Oh
dragged by the car.
yeah.
Yes, that's where this leads to.
Yeah, but
You ever seen
Yeah,
that?
you
Jacob?
can
You
wear
ever
a
seen that clip? No.
but it ends up being a title feud because Big Show gets a title randomly.
Yeah, and he's the worst champion in WWF history. He gets beat every week for like a month, and then they drop the title. Yeah, it's
He has
horrible.
a title match on Armageddon, which is just like in the middle of the show.
Oh yeah, no, it's a horrible reign. It's terrible. So yeah, he has a heart-to-heart with D'Lo Brown. Rock is telling Mankind to go in the little pen and scoop all the dog poop and put it on a tray. He's calling him a candy ass while he's doing it. Godfather comes out, hits his music. He comes out with 85 hoes.
80. So I'm sure there's. I didn't look at them, but obviously, but I'm sure there's some of them that maybe were
Somebody.
For somebody. Because I know, at one point, obviously Victoria is one of them. I think Lita is one of, was one of them. Recently.
I don't think they were in this one. I was looking. I didn't recognize these. But my God, there's a conga line of hoes that come down to the ring because Mark Henry also comes out, and we have a Hojack match instead of a lumberjack match. It's a Hojack. All the match starts. Doesn't really do anything. Mark Henry rolls out to the ring to get fondled by all the girls. He eventually gets back in. Godfather hits the hoe train and a roll up for the win. We paid every one of these girls $500 a piece, or $20,000 on this segment for a 30-second match. The show sucks. Any thoughts?
Again, man, between this and concussions, it's like just welcome to 90s humor. Just women are hoes, and
I'm sorry. I've said it before. I'll say it again. There's moments. There's big angles, big characters we remember from the Attitude Era. A lot of these shows really, really sucked, and people.
The wrestling's not great, because they're just angles.
it's on the back burner. The wrestling's the back burner, yeah.
100%.
Pushing the storylines forward.
100%. It's all about the storylines.
Yeah, they're just angles. And I guess what you expect out of a Hojack match, they're not going to actually get physically involved. I guess if you were Mark Henry, who's supposed to be a sex addict, you would just go immediately to the outside to get fondled. But it's not. Yeah, whatever. It's a staple of its time. But
Oh, and I should say, I'm sorry. I'll mention the storyline. The sex therapist is watching the match from the back and very concerned about Mark Henry, and especially when Mark Henry dances with the hose after the match.
If she was concerned about the match, why did she?
He has failed the test. Yeah, he has failed the test.
Okay. Why would you, as a therapist, why would you put your client?
You know what it's like, Richie? Did you ever see those Maury clips where they bring the phobia thing out on stage for the people with phobia?
We watched some of them.
Like somebody who's scared of cotton balls, and they bring out a cotton ball person. That's what it's like. It's a very bad form of therapy. It doesn't work. Putting a gambler in a casino doesn't work to break their addiction. Speaking of the Big Show, he comes out. He's very, very sad and mad for a match with the Big Boss Man, who's very mad at the Big Boss Man because Boss Man said he doesn't give a shit about that, basically. So he goes, I don't care about your dad. So Big Show comes out, kicks him, hits him a couple moves. It's a match. It goes 30 seconds. Boss Man hits him with a nice stick for the DQ. Fuck off. Anyways,
Cool.
Let's push the storyline forward.
Cool. And then Al Snow comes out. Al Snow comes out to get revenge on the Boss Man. I guess still for the Kendo from Hell. He starts beating on Boss Man. Boss Man beats him up too. What a fucking geek. Anyways.
So Boss Man beating the two people and winning.
Boss Man is winning. Boss Man, the destroyer of worlds with his nightstick. Yes. The unbeatable foe. Beating up the future world champion and the guy he's already beaten up. All right, cool. Awesome. So we cut back to the back. Foley has a mountain of dog poo on this goddamn tray. I don't know how these 3 dogs created this gigantic tray full of dog poo, but this thing is overflowing on the tray with dog poo.
Just spike their food with laxatives or something.
Yeah, there's grass in it. It's weird. There's like straw, like hay. I don't know what these dogs are eating or what they ate in the last hour. All right. Triple H in China taking on Stone Cold and JR. So Stone Cold and Triple H was fun because they just, did their thing. They brawl around the ring, then they disappear and just brawl out of the building, leaving China and JR inside of the ring to have a match.
Yeah, the 2 workers you want to see.
Yeah, the people in the ring you want to see for most of the 35,000 people to watch. So Triple H and Stone Cold are just all over the damn place. They're brawling up and down the aisles. They're brawling in the stands. They're brawling to the back. Eventually, they kind of just disappear. They go through like a door, and they just disappear for a little while.
They rest for a couple minutes.
Yeah. So they disappear. China pedigrees JR, which I shuddered when she started hooking him for a pedigree. I was like, this is gonna be horrible. But it wasn't the worst pedigree I've ever seen. I'll say that. He landed pretty safely. It was relatively safe. And then, as they say on the Ring of the Hawk, a wild slapnuts appears.
Jeff Jarrett.
Go there,
Jeff Jarrett.
Because he has to be on every show we fucking review. Because somehow he's always able to teleport in and out of every show we watch from whatever era.
He's on everything, yeah.
My God. So he shows up because him and China are having a good housekeeping match at the pay-per-view. Instead of hitting her with a guitar, he hits her with a toaster. I didn't make that up. That was really what happened.
This was very near the time where he holds up the company because he doesn't want to drop the Intercontinental.
Yeah, no, he held up the company the night after the pay-per-view. Yeah, for he held up the belt and he held up for money because he was going to go to WCW.
Jeff Jarrett, by the way, still wrestling.
Still wrestling. Yeah, several of these people on the show, like I mentioned, the Hardys, Christian, Jericho, still wrestling.
Maybe Edge.
Maybe Edge, kind of. I don't know. Big Show's around, not really wrestling. Yeah, Mark Henry. Anyways, no. By the way, no finish to this match because everybody
I'm just saying, I like Austin, but if you're one of your closest friends in the world is JR, why would you leave him in that position?
Because he's Stone Cold. He doesn't give a shit. Don't trust anybody. Don't help anybody. He's all
okay. Well, why is JR go crazy?
And by the way, they're off brawling. China hits his pedigree. You tell me she couldn't pin JR?
Yeah, we got to protect JR.
Right? We just have to have like the match just ends, no contest, whatever it was. I don't know. She couldn't pin the non-wrestler JR. You know what I mean? Going into this housekeeping match, I don't know. It just ends. Jeff Jarrett lays her out, puts her in a laundry bin, and before we go to break, we see her get pushed off this laundry cart off of some kind of edge of a loading dock. We find out it's like 3 feet off the ground. I mean, it's like nothing. We come back, so you get pushed off. Michael Cole goes, "Oh my God, no!" Commercial, and we come back to the commercial, and China has been put in a wood chipper or something because my God, she's lost a gallon of blood from this fall. She is a bloody disaster from this thing.
Is this where you go? Is she a babyface or a heel?
Oh no, I'm sorry. Yeah, I forgot to ask Jacob. Is China a babyface or a heel?
Yes.
because she's on the heel side, but she's feuding with
'cause
I
she's
thought the
feuding-
same thing the whole time. I was like, wait.
Because in the opening segment and all that, she's attacking, JR. She's with heel Triple H, and yet she's supposed to be the sympathetic, getting beat up by a man in the Jeff Jarrett match.
Yeah.
Face? I heel face. I don't know. What am I supposed to think here? What is she in the actual match? I'm assuming she's the baby face in the Good Housekeeping match.
Oh yeah,
And then,
I guess because Jeff Jarrett's definitely a heel, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very
definitely
confusing
the night
because-
after No Mercy as well. She's
Yeah.
definitely playing the face.
Because it's confusing with her because like they I guess they turn a full face after the match, but then like she moves on to a feud with Jericho, but then the crowd turns on her and she will cheer Jericho way more than they cheer China.
Well, they did that weird. Angle where Jericho and China were co-intercontinental
Co-Intercontinental champions, and Bob
Which was-
Holly was the cuck in between.
which was also stupid. To where eventually Jericho just said, "No, I'm the Intercontinental Champion. Screw you, China. Go away," and she went away.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how that feud ended after a month.
Yeah.
So yeah, this show sucks. Have I mentioned that? Anyways, your main event, match number 9. There was 9 matches on this show, technically speaking. British Bulldog and Val Venus versus the Rock and Sock Connection. I zoned out for a lot of this. I got to be honest. I was
Look at Val Venus getting a push.
yeah, Val Venus, the fucking
Yeah, I forgot about his main event run, huh?
Val Venus is like, putting heat on the Rock in this match. It's weird. It's very strange.
This is when he had like a dick.
Yeah, and a heel too. I forgot he was like a heel. Yeah.
Yeah, he's
heel.
like he's a heel ladies man stripper. Oh,
Then he
all
had
right.
like a dick puppet thing. Like,
Porn star, I believe is what he was.
Yeah, heel porn star, bad guy porn star. You want to watch his bad guy porn? Yeah, all right.
and he had like I think the thing was he had like Mankind had Mr. Socko, he had Mr. Rocco. Like it was like a dick puppet. It was like
Yeah.
it was weird.
Mankind brings out the tray of dog food, sets it at ringside. They have this match. It's like the most basic, put the heat on Foley for a while, tag in the Rock, put the heat on the Rock for a while, tag back in, just back and forth, whatever. Crowd's kind of into it, but kind of not, probably because they've been beaten down by the stupidity of the show. And eventually, Val Venus hits some people with a chair. Foley pulls out Mr. Socko, and Val Venus runs for his life like he's about to die from this sock. Why? Why?
It's the easiest move to counter.
You were beating up Mick Foley just fine a minute ago during this match. Why are you running for your life from this guy with a sock? You were beating the shit out of him a minute ago. But the sock is the big difference maker. So they run off up the ramp. Rock grabs the dog poo tray, puts it in the ring, and Rock bottoms the British Bulldog onto the dog poo.
Yeah, they only like.
I got what a shitty ending. I just had to get that out there.
This whole show is dog shit.
But
Oh
like,
my god.
The match just ends.
It just ends. You know why? Because Rock then afterwards wants to do the people's elbow, but British Bulldog has poo all over him, so he decides not to, says goodbye to the audience, and leaves.
yeah,
He's done for the evening. He said it's time to check out. I'm done for the evening. Bye. And there's
Yeah.
no finish. We just
this is like the only memorable part of like the episode, like in history, because I just remember Michael when I watched it. I remember this because Michael Cole called it rock bottom of the dog poop, rock bottom of the dog poop, rock bottom.
and by the way, this is supposed to set up the match with the Rock versus British Bulldog at the pay-per-view. Is anybody excited for that after seeing Rock just completely obliterate the British Bulldog and lay him out in dog poo? That makes me want to see that match. I'm
It's like-
I'm
like-
so excited.
Two mid-card guys are getting a shot at like two established big
Yeah.
stars, and then they both look like idiots.
No, they both look like complete fools at the end of this show.
Yeah.
Completely humiliated.
They
And
should
then,
have they should have left this Raw looking strong. They're the ones facing world champions, and instead yeah.
No, they're just completely humiliated. We cut back. I guess Stone Cold and Triple H continued to brawl for another 20 minutes because we cut back to them and they're still brawling around the building.
It's like Peter Griffin in the ticket.
Yeah, it just keeps going on and on and on. They're still fighting. Nobody's broken it up. No security, no police officers, nothing. They haven't broken this up yet. They're destroying the building. And Triple H gets locked in the bathroom with a rattlesnake, literally.
A
rattlesnake, which had a piece of glass in front of it, very obviously, when you go and watch it. So,
Yeah.
and that's it. That's the show.
Cool.
F you.
Pay-per-view.
Yeah, who wants to watch the pay-per-view? Which was apparently pretty good. And this is the show they got.
Yeah, I
That
like
show's-
I did watch the pay-per-view.
Sure. I believe you, but this Raw sucked. Yeah, it was dog shit. It was terrible. Literally.
No,
The
they
show sucked.
gave us the review in the end, man. Like
yeah, it was
I was
some
at least
shit.
like, let's end on a good tag team match
Some
and
shit.
end with poop and
With poop,
and again
shit.
like a non-finish, like which just shows you how much little the matches meant when we got one match with the women that didn't really start, but then they did bring it for the end, and then this just ends. Come on, fucking come
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, no, I had at least one, two. Every match had shenanigans or somebody interfering or something, but matches that really didn't have a finish. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 9 had no finish or a DQ finish or whatever. Just a
You're gonna do
non-finish, essentially.
the Vincent Bear High thing of
Yeah, we'll do the finishes
Yeah,
report.
yeah,
No.
yeah,
no. But that's what I put a star by each one that either had a DQ or a count out or a no count contest or whatever. A couple of them had actual pins, but all the matches were less than 2 minutes that did have a pin. So yeah, cool, great.
Dude, it's not like you have. It's like 2 hours is enough time to have good matches.
No, we got
At least something,
no,
man.
No, Richie, we got to get our shit in.
Little shit.
Yeah,
That's kind of like my bare minimum. I was like, yeah, give me at least 2 to 3 matches I can walk away from.
Mhm.
Not everything needs to be long, I think we've all agreed on that, but like, give me something I can sink my teeth into.
Yep.
Mm.
Yeah, it sucked. This show was.
Yeah.
This show was
Well,
shit. This was the worst show we've
With-
pulled
with-
in the for the retro show so far, and we watched Sold Out. Sold Out was a better show.
And we watched WCW.
We watched
I
Nitro,
mean,
yeah,
the Nitro was better because at least it had the Ric Flair Terry Funk thing, which was great.
and Thunder was just boring. It was nothing.
Thunder
of it.
was boring. The pay-per-view with Arquette at least had a couple of bright spots. It was like overall kind of bad, but it still had some bright spots. This was the worst show so far because there was like nothing good about this show, like at all, other than a little bit of a hot opener for 10 minutes, and that was it. So everything else sucked. Yeah, it was bad. So JPO, what do you want to do next week? Or Jacob or whoever who wants to do something?
It was me, but no, if Jacob go first. Whatever's good. I have something
Go for
planned.
it,
but-
yeah.
Or y'all can
yeah,
each,
something
or
to
y'all
go
can
for.
each do one thing on the show. Like, what do you want to do? What do you want to do?
Whatever's great. You tell me.
JPO, what do you want to do?
All right. I want all of us to open the forbidden door. I want you to be Tony Khan and anyone but WWE guys that are currently active, or you can book.
So, is it as a
So
draft?
Impact. No, make a card.
Okay.
Impact,
You-
Ring of
you
Honor,
non-WWE.
WWE, or, sorry, not WWE. Impact, AEW, New Japan, Indies, whatever you want.
Just non-WWE guys.
Yeah, act like you're Tony Khan, and all the doors are open.
Okay.
All right.
And okay.
Anything else?
Well, that's my thing. So that's up to you guys. If Jacob's got something, or
Jacob, you got anything? Or should we just spin the wheel again and kill some
Just
time?
spin the wheel.
Well, I rewatched it. I think you guys should also rewatch it, and we'll kind of revisit because I thought it was a really good show compared to the Raw we just got. I think it'd be fun to talk about No Mercy 1999.
All right. That's fine.
All right. Fair enough. We can do that.
See if all of this build-up pays off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can do that. That's fine.
I can't wait to watch that 7-minute Godfather Midian match. It'll be great.
Yeah, it does have quite a. Yeah, I
You
talked
know,
about it a little bit.
that might be one where I wish they had done a 30-second match.
Right.
So, Ivory and Moolah sounds great. All right. So
Midian was on the show, was he? I don't think he was.
Yeah.
Midian wasn't on the
No.
show at all, and yet he's fighting the Godfather. Where did that come from? I don't know.
I think it was a Sunday Night Heat thing that just kind of because it was just added on Sunday Night Heat and they opened the show.
I think there's a 4-corner match with X-Pac, Kane, and the Acolytes in a 4-corner match.
Yeah,
Remember?
Oh, I remember
Corner
that.
elimination match where they
Yeah.
still had to tag in and out.
Let me
There's
guess. X-Pac and Kane don't get along because
Yeah, we're not. They want to fight their own battles in a 4-quarter match, right?
Yeah.
Uh,
And then the Good Housekeeping match that we mentioned. I know, China and Jeff Jarrett. Jeff Jarrett's last match before he goes back to WCW.
And you had
And then the ladder
Rock
match I at least look
Bulldog.
forward to. I can always watch the ladder match. That's fine.
The ladder match. Val
Rock and
Venus and
Bulldog.
Mankind.
Val Venus and Mankind, and then Stone Cold and Triple H, right?
Yep.
yeah, Rock and Bulldog.
No holds barred. Anything goes. Whatever they called it at that point.
Anything goes, so I'm sure it'll be a fuck finish. All right. Sure it'll be a disqualification and a no hold.
And even though Austin comes back allegedly after 2 months, I think it's his last pay-per-view before because he's supposed to have a match at Survivor Series, but then they do
the run over with a car angle.
thing.
Yeah, because he has to go out for surgery. Yeah.
He's
That's how we got the Big Show as champion.
Yeah, and then they just
Snow and his
continued.
legendary championship run.
They just continued the Boss Man thing, just with the title in the line.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
'Cause
so
Boss
it'll
Man-
be a show of ups and downs, I'm sure. But yeah, I'll watch it. Sure.
Yeah,
It can't be worse than this show. That's for damn sure. Can't be.
yeah, no,
I know it at least has that ladder match, so it can't be worse. At least there's something good. Which I know at the time was like a match of the year candidate. So yeah, no, cool.
yeah,
I'll rewatch that. Yeah.
cool.
I used to see that match a lot because I had that TLC compilation DVD that wasn't a TLC compilation DVD. Do you remember that? It was just about the Hardys. It was just about the Hardys and Edge and Christian and the Dudleys.
Yeah, that pissed me off when I was a kid.
Yeah, but there was no actual TLC matches on there because everything that happened on there was before the actual TLC match.
Bullshit.
Yeah, the climax of that DVD was the triangle ladder match at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
But they're technically always using tables and ladders and chairs.
Right.
Yeah.
But it had highlights of that match on there, so yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's wrap it up then. So we get you some trivia.
So a few of us have a trivia match to get to.
Mm-hmm.
Richie, you're not one of those 3. But I am curious as to what you have coming up in the future anyway.
Okay, fair enough. Thank you, feel special. You know to make a guy feel special. Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Thank you. The Combat Wrestling Trivia. They've got a free-for-all coming up soonish. There, I'll probably be part of. They've got in JPO Trivia League. I was on Pixel List earlier. If you want to check that match up, you can. I did pretty well. And yeah, all the other leagues here and there. Yeah, I'll be on tournament fights. So the next one I'll be on the Batman one. That'll be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so yeah, check all them out, and I will. I'll see you later.
All right.
Non-wrestling with trivia, that's how it is. Yeah, tune in too.
Unless
Pierce. Really? You're gonna interrupt me now, Richard?
Yeah.
Right after this, tune in to Pierce Wrestling Channel, because these 2 guys right here, the Lonely Marks, about to battle the Skeleton Crew to the death in a tag team tournament match here. So that's going down, my friends, as well as stuff over at the Pierce Go match. We just did picks and lists. We incorporated some clips in it. Hey, we should do a trivia show where there's clips. It's a great idea.
I do. I've got one planned.
Ooh, I don't know why this is said that way, but yes. As well as some other folks.
I needed Richie to stick around too. I had a question I had to ask him, but he left.
Yeah, I don't know why he left. Jesus,
Why he left?
we got to hear your fucking plugs. Can you hear ours?
He had something at 11 Eastern,
Jesus,
which is
Did
like
he
right
though?
now.
what a guy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's wrap this up.
All right, Austin, you got.
I'll be hosting that Batman tier ranker because Jordan will be out of town, so it'll be me and JPO and Richie and Malcolm. I gotta get one other person because Diaz dropped out, but I'm looking into some options, but it'll still be 5. It'll be a quick show. Got some fun stuff planned for that, some clips and some transitions and all kinds of stuff planned. It'll be fun time. We'll breeze through it, and then I'm hoping to do a Seen and Heard exhibition on Sunday night, hopefully. Yeah. At 9, if anybody wants to participate. Just a little exhibition before that Grand Championship. So just so Jordan can play. I planned one out so Jordan can play. I haven't got enough stuff. So
Nice.
So we're gonna do, so Jordan could be a player this time, and I'll just host. So yeah, and then he's asking if we want to do that animation draft earlier in the evening on Sunday, Jacob. So we'll see. I don't
Yeah,
know.
he asked me. I'm game whenever. Yeah, I was about that. That's the only thing I've got to
I'm
tell
sure
you.
Brian's available whenever, so as long as we're available, we can
Right.
make it happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Other
and then
other than that,
yeah,
I don't really
Monday
have anything. I don't really have anything in the immediate future other than possibly that animated draft on Sunday. We'll see, but yeah, you can catch me hopefully helping Austin make it to another finals of the tournament in just a few minutes.
Mhm.
So, yeah, we thank you guys for watching. Let us know if you've watched, this episode of Raw. Let us know what you think. Who's your favorite big man in wrestling, either current or history? Let us know. Catch everyone in their endeavors wherever they are. So, for Richie, for Jordan, that's Austin. I'm Jacob. This has been the Lonely Marks. We will see you next week. Austin, take us out.